Hello everyone, this is South Carolina Crime and History. Join us as we take a deep dive into the story of Lavinia Fisher, America's first female serial killer. Or was she? Lavinia Fisher, often labeled the first female serial killer in the U.S., was born in 1793 in Charleston, South Carolina. Little is known about her early life, but she eventually married John Fisher, and together they ran the 6 Mile Wayfarer House, an inn just outside Charleston. The couple, described as attractive and well-liked, hosted travelers along the route. Rumors later painted Lavinia as a cold-blooded murderer. Allegedly, she charmed male guests, served them poisoned tea laced with oleander, then sent them to bed, where they were either killed by poison, bludgeoned by John, or dropped through a trapdoor into a pit. The Fishers were also said to be part of a gang of highwaymen involved in theft and scams at nearby inns, including the 5 Mile House. As suspicions grew, locals formed a vigilante group, burning down the 5 Mile House and assigning a watchman, David Ross, to monitor the 6 Mile Wayfarer. Unfortunately for Ross, the next morning, 2 men attacked him and dragged him before the gang of highwaymen, of which Lavinia was in attendance of. He'd looked to Lavinia for help, thinking that the young and beautiful woman might aid him. However, she reportedly choked him before smashing his head through a window. Ross somehow managed escape, immediately fleeing to the authorities. Soon after, a guest named John Peoples narrowly avoided becoming a victim. He'd come to the inn inquiring about a vacancy, to which she said there hadn't been one. She did, however, offer him to come inside for some rest and her famous tea. Unbeknownst to Lavinia, Peoples disliked tea, but rather than decline it and seem rude, he took it and poured it out while she wasn't looking. It was then alleged that she shifted the conversation to his finances, as she always did, and after a while she said there was in fact a room he could stay in, and showed him there. Peoples grew suspicious of Lavinia and feared he'd get robbed, so he opted to sleep in a wooden chair by the bed instead. He was awoken in the middle of the night when the bed collapsed into what he claimed was a trapdoor. He fled and contacted authorities. With 2 testimonies, police raided the inn in February 1819, arrested the Fishers, and allegedly found tunnels and human remains, though this was never proven. They were tried and convicted of highway robbery, not murder, and sentenced to death. While in jail, the couple attempted to escape, using a rope of linens, but it broke, stranding Lavinia. John refused to leave her and was recaptured. Their appeal failed, and execution was set for February 18, 1820. John sought redemption before his hanging. Lavinia, reportedly dressed in her wedding gown, is said to have jumped off the platform before the executioner could hang her, hanging herself, but these details are likely myth. In truth, there's no solid evidence of murder, nor were remains or secret tunnels found. Due to Charleston's high water table, basements were structurally impossible, and stories of trapdoors and collapsible beds are likely fiction. Much of the drama surrounding their deaths appears to have been fabricated. So where did these legends come from? A Scottish businessman named Peter Nielsen claimed to have witnessed events and later published a sensationalized version of the story, despite never being there. Some also speculate that the government wanted the Fishers off their land, which now houses the Charleston Naval Hospital. While Lavinia remains a notorious figure in folklore, there's no proof she committed any murders, only a powerful myth that endures to this day.